All right, in this video, we're going to be talking about the draw on liquidity. What is it? How do we find it, identify it, trade it? We're going to get into it, and I'm going to cover it all in this video right here. Okay. So we're going to take this Euro USD right here. And if you want to go back and look at this on your own charts later on, the example I'm going to be looking at right here is from April the 2nd, 2024. Okay. So if you want to go back and study it on your own charts, I do highly recommend that. Okay. So what we had this morning on Euro USD here was this came down. And what I noticed right away here was it took out this higher time frame sell side. Look, because we understand beneath swing low levels is what? There's sell side liquidity residing beneath those levels. And we have this right here. That's higher time frame sell side right there. Because it's on a 4-hour chart, of course. Low, low in the middle, higher low on the left, higher low on the right. So note this. So here's what I want you to look at this. Like, what's this thing doing? What's it been doing for a while here? Well, it's been selling off, right? It's been selling off. It's putting in these lower highs here. It's consistently putting in lower highs. It's consistently pushing lower here. It has this big dump right here. Big dump. It's selling off. And it's when it's doing this, it's in what, of course? It's in a deep discount marketplace. So what happens here after we have that big dump that took out external range liquidity? It creates this inefficiency up above. It comes up into that inefficiency and it finds resistance and it rolls over. What's it doing right here? It's rolling over and it's breaking out through these lows right here. That's very bearish, right? It's making new low of day. It is looking weak. It's selling off. A lot of bearish momentum towards it. Okay. And here's the key thing you got to understand here. It's taking out liquidity right here. So that higher time frame sell side was taken right here. So guess what? That can no longer serve as a draw. Okay. Because it's taken, because you have that liquidity done with, it's purged. As well as Asian session lows as we go into the lower time frame. That liquidity is done with. Now, I want you to look at it like this. If you're a short seller, where are they going to be keeping their stop at? I want you to just kind of put yourself in their shoes for a moment. I want you to just put yourself in their shoes and say, okay, if I was a short seller, let's just say you're a breakout short seller, you're trailing your position, right? You're trailing your position because that's what most people like. They're going to keep their stop where most people are going to keep their stop above resistance. So I saw this coming down this morning and I saw this thing taken out higher time frame sell side, which is, of course, it's also, we're taking out previous day's lows. That's a big liquidity pool. Okay. And I've talked about this on the channel. Key liquidity pools you need to be aware of. Previous day's lows is one of them. Previous day's lows and previous day's highs are major significant liquidity pools. And guess what? We took that out. We took that out right after midnight. We cleaned it out. It's done with. Done with. And we took out Asian session lows. Because look, Asian session begins right here. You see that 19? My charts are New York Eastern time. 19. And then Asian session goes into midnight. Okay, so 7 to midnight. And what happens? It takes out that as well. So I want you to really pay attention to what I just told you here. We're taking out, right off the bat, we're taking out liquidity. We're taking out Asian session lows. We're taking out higher time frame sell side previous day's lows right off the bat. So since that is taken, it can no longer serve as a draw. Price has that liquidity. It's purged it. It's done with. And then again, I want you to put yourself inside the shoes of a short seller who's looking for this thing. Like they're looking for, like, this thing looks so weak. You see it now when it's in hindsight and it's pushed up here, but this thing was making new lows at one point. It was looking so weak. It was looking so bearish. It was selling off. And I want you to simply look up, because here's what I did this morning with my mentees. We were looking at this and we're saying, okay, it's taking out this low. Do I think that that's going to hold up? Absolutely not. Because then I look at this thing and I say, okay, it's taking out higher time frame sell side, Asian session lows, previous day's lows, and look what it's got up above. What's that right there? I see a very clear level of resistance right here. You see this? And I put myself inside the shoes of a short seller who's in this. Where are they going to be trailing their? Where is a big bucket of buy side going to be residing? it to be residing above resistance. Where else are they going to keep their stop at? If you're trailing your position, I'm talking about most traders, the majority of traders that are trailing their positions, where are their stops going to be residing? Where? Resistance. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Like literally, you're making a new low right here. Look up. Where's the next level of resistance? Right there. It's plain as day. It's just right there in front, like a sore thumb sticking out right there. That's the next major level. That was the absolute high that was made on this price rally. Before it declined and took out what? Previous day's lows, Asian session lows, higher time frame sell side. Now stay with me. It took out that liquidity. Remember what we just said a second ago. So guess what? Since it took out that liquidity, it's no longer able to serve as a draw now because it took it. It's done with. It already took it. But we do have liquidity residing up above, being this buy side. Okay. And of course, you had Asian session highs as well, which it took. So here's the deal, guys. What happened here was we took that out, and since it has sufficient liquidity, its next draw is going to be higher. Okay. But then the next question is, all right, I understand that, but how do you know when it's going to happen though? Right? Because I get it. Like, I understand, okay, I understand what the liquidity is. Old lows, old highs, previous days lows, previous days highs, Asian session lows, etc. I understand the liquidity. But how do I know when it's actually going to seek that next liquidity pool? Because that's your draw. Because I just told you that that's your draw, right? That's what we were just talking about. Because we understand that's the level of resistance, whereas buy side is going to be residing. So I understand that this is going to be my draw right here. But when it does, like when does it become the draw is the real question. When does it actually become the draw? Because I just said one moment that this was a draw, right? It was, but it took it out. So when did this become the draw? It becomes the draw once you have that change in trend. Okay, let me explain, because this was a setup that I had today on this particular day. So what happened here was, after it took out that liquidity right there, and we've already established that it's done with, it did end up seeking Asian session highs next right here. Because that's, remember, where does Asian session begin? 19, right there, boom. So it took that out. That's what it did next. So it seeked that. And yeah, you had a lower time frame shift in there, and it ended up seeking Asian session highs in the process. So that's what ended up happening. But I was anticipating that this was still going to head higher into this high right here. And then somebody may say, okay, but you took out Asian session highs, so wouldn't you want it to seek the low now? No. Again, this is where you got to have a firm understanding of market structure as well, because it connects. What we had here was a shift. Okay. And I want you to think of price like a tug of war match, because price is going to move in the direction of least resistance at the end of the day. It's going to move in the direction of least resistance. And it already has higher time frame sell side taken. It has Asian session lows taken. It's in a discount. And now it has this push up. And the key thing about this also is how it cracked Asian session highs. It took out Asian session highs, but it had a strong close above it. It had fair value gap confirmation. It has all these signatures for what? A shift in market structure. It's not a signature for a stop run. It's not a signature for something that's going to respect Asian session highs. And it already has too much sell side down below. So I figured, okay, it's probably going to do what? It's going to overpower that. It's ready to move up. And then you look up above, we already identified that this is your next level. This is where buy side is residing. We've already established that. So then I have what right here? I have a confirmed shift. The second you get that shift, you get that change in trend, you need to look up, identify your next key liquidity pool. And price is fractal again. And I'm going to give you an example in the lower time frame here on like a 5-minute chart to just kind of finalize the understanding of it. But I really want to drive this home. You've taken liquidity. That's the key thing here. You've taken liquidity first. You've taken out significant sell side here, and you have a change in trend. That's when you're going to look for that next draw. That's when it is. Because I don't go in here trying to pick the absolute top or the absolute bottom. That's not how I operate. I let big money tell me when they're ready, because they will if you're patient. And it's shown with a displacement. It's shown with because I've said it before, guys, everything that I do revolves around market structure, liquidity, and time. And I'm showing you everything here. All right. So we're utilizing, you can see we've already confirmed that we took out the liquidity. And now we have this is where we utilize market structure. We got a market structure shift, a bullish shift. After you get to market structure shift, I'll look for it to seek what? The next key liquidity pool. Yeah, we took out Asian session highs, but remember, don't get lost. We closed above it, fair value gap. It's got all the confirmation for a shift, and we have more sell side than we got buy side right here. So I'm anticipating it's going to overpower it. essentially, okay? It pulls back into a discount, an OTE, optimal trade entry. At that point, I'm looking up above. I said, okay. And as I posted in my free Discord chat, which there'll be a link to my free Discord chat in the video description, if you want to join that chat. As I posted in there, I said, okay, I want to see it come up and take out this high, right? Because why? We've already established that's our next buy side liquidity pool. If you're a short seller, where are you going to be keeping your stop at? Next level of resistance, look up. Old high right here. That's simple. Internal liquidity right here. That's simple. That's a draw. You get that change in trend, that is your next draw on liquidity. It's that simple. Okay? But you got to understand where you are in the grand scheme of things. Took out the higher time frame sell side, Asian session lows, shift. After you get the shift, look up, identify next key liquidity pull, take it. That's what we did here. So here was another good example of, now this is a lower time frame play. And again, posted this in the free Discord chat too on this particular day. So what we had on this, so gold is overall bullish. Here's the thing, it's overall bullish. And it's consistently putting in higher lows. So we ended up having this push up right here into New York session. And this push up is doing what? It's cleaning out half day buy side. It's cleaning out higher time frame buy side already. And it's in a premium, of course. So it's taking out significant buy side right here. Longs are going to keep their stops somewhere, guys. That's if they're not just a complete fucking degenerate, right? There's going to be stops somewhere. Where's those stops going to be residing? Beneath old lows and old highs. We can anticipate that. Okay? So where is the next major level of support prior to having this push up right here? We got this push up and we took out these highs. Where's your next level of support? Right here. And again, plug this in chat. Okay, I'm not just going in here on site looking at charts, all posted in chat. Right here. We had the sell side. I had that noted because that is my next level of support. That was the absolute low that was put in before we got that push up. But here's the deal. On this push up, we've taken out what? We've taken out buy side liquidity. We've taken out half day. We've taken out higher time frame buy side. We're in a premium. So I have the liquidity taken. Remember, just like I was talking about with Euro USD a second ago, we confirmed that it took out that liquidity. And now what we were looking for after it took out that liquidity, we want to see a change in trend. And then we want to identify the next draw. Okay. Or we identify the next liquidity and that becomes our draw. So we've taken out this buy side right here. We cleaned that out. And what I did here was, because I said this is a 5-minute play. Look, see how it's consistently pushing up here? Our low, our low. Higher low. It's consistently pushing up, making new highs here. And it's, but again, remember, it's taking on buy side. That liquidity is done with. It's done with. And price isn't like a straight line higher. It's going to gyrate from liquidity to liquidity. That's what it does. Everything it does revolves around liquidity. But again, we also got to remember it's bullish market structure. So we got to consider that. But again, this is our next level of support prior to taking out these high. Right here, this is our next level of support. This is an area where I understand sell side is going to be residing. And then when we take out this high, we push up through this high, it's just going to create more sell side. That's the point of it. Yeah, it's taking out the buy side liquidity, but it's also doing what? It's bait. It's bait. It's going to create sell side beneath this low. And I understand that. And then this is where I utilize market structure to time it. Okay. And yes, I use, of course, I've talked about time in other videos, but this is another key component to timing it. Is market, you can look for the market structure shift. That confirms it. You know, ICT uses the analogy of the elephant jumping in a small pool. They can't hide. It jumps off. You get that shift. That's when you know it's ready. That's when you can understand at this point. Look, see this right here? Look how it closed strong beneath that old low. And you already got fair value gap confirmation in there. So it's already confirmed shift. At that point, guys, at that point, where's your next draw going to be? Once you get that shift, where is your next draw going to be? That low, next level of support. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. I see people overcomplicating this shit so much. I've seen videos from gurus just making this stuff so much more complicated than it has to be. Okay? Ask yourself, where are stops residing? Where are your opposing market participants' stops going to be residing? Look at what liquidity has been taken out. Utilize market structure. Look for the change in trends. Target that liquidity. Target that liquidity. Target the opposing stops. That's all I do. I make a killing doing the simple thing that I just laid out for you. Killing. I'm up over 6 figures on the year, keeping it simple like this. These tools that I've given you on a platter, it works. Okay? And there it is in play. Takes liquidity, change in trend, seek opposing stops. Done with. So, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you later.